As the dokebi vanished from sight, the reactions among the people in the train car began to splinter. Some desperately sought a way out, their urgency palpable, while others attempted to call the police for help, including Yu Sanga, who was growing increasingly distressed as she received no response from the authorities. In a measured tone, Kim Dokja addressed Yu Sanga, his gaze focused and unwavering, his intention clear. He introduced the concept of a game developed by the team, a game where the world faced destruction, and only a select few could emerge as survivors. Yu Sanga's response was one of confusion and skepticism, prompting Kim Dokja to push further. He urged her to consider the possibility that their current reality was akin to a game. The word game hung in the air as Yu Sanga's lips moved in silent contemplation. Kim Dokja emphasized the importance of Yu Sanga adhering to his guidance without hesitation, her agreement a testament to her willingness to cooperate. With a request for her to remain still, he gradually regained control over his own breathing, needing time to assimilate the extraordinary circumstances that had unfolded. Before him, scenes that once existed solely in the novel now materialized in unsettling detail. The dokebi's presence was vividly portrayed as it extended its antenna, the train car was strewn with bodies reminiscent of discarded refuse, a bloodied office worker trembled in fear, and the pained groans of an elderly woman reverberated. Kim Dokja's mind raced as he grappled with the gravity of their predicament. How could he navigate this new and treacherous reality to ensure his survival? His thoughts were interrupted by a commanding voice that cut through the chaos, urging everyone to regain their composure. A figure emerged from the crowd, a robust man with a close-cropped haircut, towering above the rest. His mere presence exuded an air of authority that commanded attention. In the wake of the dokebi's departure, he sought to establish order among the panicked passengers. With confidence, the man addressed the growing skepticism in the crowd. He acknowledged the potential for chaos in the face of a national disaster and proclaimed his intention to take charge of the situation. Murmurs of uncertainty rippled through the crowd. Amidst the doubts and questions that hung heavy in the air, the man produced a government official card, a tangible emblem of his authority. He identified himself as an army lieutenant from the 6502 unit, his credentials earning a semblance of trust from those around him. Hope flickered as some faces visibly relaxed, reassured by the presence of a soldier in their midst. Yet, the undercurrent of unease remained, a foreboding reminder of the uncertainty that still loomed. The man's proclamation of receiving a message from his unit cast a pall over the crowd. A hushed tension settled as people gathered around his smartphone, their anxiety palpable. Kim Dokja's proximity allowed him to read the message's contents. A level 1 national disaster situation had been declared, and the urgency for all troops to assemble quickly was paramount. An audible gulp swept through the assembled passengers, echoing Kim Dokja's own realization. A national disaster had struck, confirming his earlier suspicions. However, amidst the turmoil, his attention was drawn to something unexpected, something that managed to surprise him amidst the chaos. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, Kim Dokja's mind swiftly connected the dots. The army lieutenant who had taken charge, Lee Hyun-sung, was none other than the steel-sword Lee Hyun-sung from the Ways of Survival novel. Seeing his face in person affirmed the convergence of fiction and reality. Amidst the turmoil, a realization dawned on everyone as smartphones were raised to capture a significant development. The Prime Minister's speech echoed through the devices, confirming the severity of the disaster. Kim Dokja's attention was drawn to Yu Sanga's phone, which displayed the prominent headline, Prime Minister's Speech. The Prime Minister's address reverberated through the airwaves, delivering a chilling message of unidentified terrorists wreaking havoc across various regions, including Seoul. The government's resolve to combat these threats without negotiation left a sense of urgency and foreboding in the hearts of listeners, myself included. Terrorism, a concept I had casually read about in the novel, suddenly took on a jarring reality. Amidst the confusion, questions about the president's whereabouts arose, prompting speculations and doubts. The mention of a Naver comment being the source of information highlighted the disarray and mistrust that permeated the situation. The atmosphere grew tense as gunshots rang out, startling everyone. Panic rippled through the crowd as the gruesome reality unfolded. Gunfire emerged from their own smartphones, resulting in blood-splattered screens and the shocking demise of the Prime Minister. Stunned into silence, people grappled with the horrifying spectacle before them. The abrupt appearance of a dokebi on the screens further deepened the sense of dread. Its words cut through the air, rebuking the notion that this was a mere game of terrorism. The Dakibi's ominous tone painted a stark picture, dispelling any lingering illusions. As tension mounted, the Dakibi's relaxed demeanor made its intentions all the more unsettling. It taunted the people, hinting at their affinity for games and vowing to elevate the stakes. A massive timer materialized, its digits plummeting at an alarming rate, casting a sense of impending doom over the already chaotic scene. The tension within the train carriage was palpable as time continued to slip away, marked by the ominous countdown on the screen. The gravity of the situation weighed heavily on everyone present, leaving them in a state of shock and disbelief. Kim Dokja's words had sent shockwaves through the passengers, igniting panic and confusion that not even Lee Hyun-sung could quell. Amid the chaos, Yoo Sang-ga held onto Kim Dokja tightly, her grip reflecting the fear that coursed through their veins. Yet, amidst the turmoil, a troubling realization dawned on Kim Dokja's mind. While familiar faces like Lee Hyun-sung had emerged, a conspicuous absence loomed, the absence of him, a crucial figure that Kim Dokja had anticipated encountering by this point. The absence of that key individual left Kim Dokja feeling disconcerted and uneasy. The unfolding horrors continued to escalate. A chilling scene played out in the adjacent train car, visible through the aisle window. A murder had occurred. The pale visage of the perpetrator hinted at the impending terror. People desperately clung to the iron door, attempting to block entry, only to be met with an invisible force that repelled them, a barrier they couldn't overcome. The Dakibi's eerie laughter reverberated once more, foreshadowing the nightmarish events if no action were taken within the next 5 minutes. A colossal screen materialized within the subway, projecting a haunting tableau, a classroom filled with girls donned in navy blue school uniforms, their anxious expressions revealing their fear. A murmur from a boy about the school uniform added an unsettling layer of familiarity. The tension escalated as an ominous, beeping sound filled the air, heralding the start of a sinister countdown. The girls' screams pierced the silence as the announcement concluded, and their lives were abruptly extinguished, leaving behind an aura of horror. As the chilling scene unfolded on the screen, a sense of horror and dread permeated the subway car. The once innocent classroom had turned into a nightmarish battleground, with the heads of high school girls exploding one after another in a gruesome display. Panic erupted among the remaining survivors as they desperately tried to escape, resorting to breaking cleaning tools and tearing at the doors only to find themselves trapped within the confines of the classroom. The eerie sound of heads bursting filled the air, accompanied by the cries of the dying and the futile attempts of those who sought to escape the impending doom. The relentless onslaught continued until only one girl remained standing, Lee Ji-ye, the lone survivor of the horrifying spectacle. The Dakibi's voice cut through the tension, inquiring if the macabre display had piqued their interest. Despite the Dakibi's seemingly cheerful demeanor, a palpable sense of unease and fear hung in the air. The passengers, once huddled together in panic, now began to distance themselves from one another, their collective shock driving them apart. Curses and exclamations of disbelief echoed through the subway car as reality continued to warp and twist before their eyes. Even Yoo Sang-ga, who had clung to Kim Dokja moments earlier, released her grip, though she remained close. Sensing an opportunity, Kim Dokja's hands moved with purpose as he reached for his smartphone. Frustration and impatience surged within him as he desperately sought answers, wondering why the enigmatic figure he anticipated had yet to make an appearance. Amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged, a notification on Kim Dokja's smartphone indicating an attachment. A surge of astonishment coursed through him as he contemplated its significance. Could this be the key to unlocking the information he so desperately needed? The attachment's title, a familiar one, sent a shiver down his spine: 3 Ways to Survive in a Ruined World.txt. With a mix of trepidation and anticipation, Kim Dokja opened the attachment, uncertain of what revelations or challenges awaited him within the digital pages of the novel that had become his reality.